video on writing a thesis or dissertation. This is what a general thesis process looks like in a linear format. However, the reality is more non-linear. A thesis is like a large report, but these 3 tips can help you manage the lengthy project. Let's begin by discussing your argument. A thesis cannot exist without a thesis statement or hypothesis. To form these, you need to consider your research question, significance, scope, and central argument. Here is an example of how to turn a research question into a thesis statement or hypothesis. A thesis statement is an answer to your research question. It does not sit on the fence. A hypothesis is similar, but is very specific in its wording. The significance is often referred to as the so what. You need to explain why your research is worth doing, who should care, and why. Consider the importance and implications of your thesis statement or hypothesis. You can see here that the significance is raising a concern, showing why the research is beneficial. Your thesis statement or hypothesis should appear in your title, abstract, introduction, and conclusion. It should also inform the choices you make when selecting sources to read, obtaining and interpreting data, and writing your lit review. Once you have your argument and significance planned, you need to outline your structure and choose your writing style. When creating your thesis structure, consider each chapter's titles and subheadings. It helps to write it out as a contents page. Here's an example of a general thesis structure. Every discipline varies, so find examples in your field and talk to your supervisor. Here are some typical examiner comments for a highly rated thesis. You can see words like clarity, logic, and concise appear. Other key aspects of strong academic writing include structure, interesting topic, precision, evidence-based, and appropriately displayed. You want to avoid jargon, repetition, spelling and grammar errors, as well as complicated visuals. In order to develop your academic writing style, you should look at the conventions used in your discipline, develop your own style guide, and consider academic words or phrases relevant to your field. My final tip is to plan your writing process. Before you begin writing, you should find good examples to inspire your academic tone. It is important that you write regularly to maintain your flow. Don't worry too much about editing as you write. Some students suggest creating a writing group to help motivate you. Then, once you have written a draft section, revise, edit, and proofread. You will most likely need to move on to writing your next chapter and then return to do further editing later. To help you complete your thesis, create a detailed timeline. This sample Gantt chart only shows the monthly deadlines, but you need to use a weekly and daily planner alongside it to set other objectives. You need to prioritize each task. Break down your research and set achievable writing aims for each session. The big tasks are what you include in the Gantt chart, but the medium and small tasks are your daily goals that help you achieve the big tasks and should be detailed in a calendar or diary. Everyone gets writer's block at some point. Sometimes it's because they want to over-plan ideas before writing. Often people are just not in the right mood or are distracted by other thoughts. And frequently, students don't see the finish line in a thesis and get overwhelmed. Here are some suggestions for dealing with writer's block. Begin with brainstorming ideas, write an outline, make notes for your next session, take small breaks to refresh your mind and reward yourself, and maybe try changing your environment. It's also worth considering the time of day you work best. So remember to identify your argument and significance, create a structure and writing style, then form a writing plan. To find out more, visit our website.